it doesn't matter how many degrees you've got, how many jobs you had, how successful you are in your career. Nothing is more rewarding than bringing children into this world.
Yeah. In our brown culture, we have no hesitation with telling someone that they've got fat. As soon as we see them.
Exactly. Oh. I like the idea of like having wine.
But
I just don't
like
enjoy
it.
the taste of it. Yeah. So, but I do like the fancy wine glass and
I
always
know.
like drink. But yeah, I do love the market. So like you get to, it's such a nice vibe.
It's
like
such a
if
good
you feel,
vibe, I know. And
Yeah.
this particular one I go to is close to the beach. So it's like literally on the tourist strip. So it's so nice, with the beach blowing. And there's so many dogs. You've got pimples.
Yeah. Oh, don't even. Have you tried this? Have you tried this?
Yeah.
Have you tried drinking more water?
Have you
All
tried
pimples
washing
would
your
go
face?
away.
Do you wash your face? Respecting the traditional custodians, we acknowledge the Turrbal and Kaurna peoples as the original inhabitants of the lands now known as Brisbane and Adelaide. We pay our respects to their elders past, present and emerging, and recognize their enduring connection to the land, waters and culture.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Brown Girls Down Under. So we're back to the usual setup now. I'm home. I'm glad to be home. But yeah, I'm Dashani, one of your hosts, Johnny from South Australia, and I've got Shanali.
Hi everyone!
Hey.
Hello, I'm from Brisbane, Australia as usual, and yes, I've come back to my normal setting as well. I think the last couple of weeks are a bit chaotic, right?
Yes, we have.
Before.
And we also want to apologize for the audience for missing like 1 week because it was a bit difficult because I had to be on site at work over that weekend. We usually record on the weekend and we usually have like few episodes like recorded in advance ready to go, but then we had few chaotic back-to-back weeks, but we are back.
Yep, and back to recording. Hopefully we'll be able to have a few recorded so that we don't fall behind, but I'm really sorry about that. I hope a few of you did join in on the live, and I hope most of you got to watch it afterwards. That was really fun, actually. I feel like that was the first time I've properly been on a live. So that is now on Instagram at the moment, if anyone wants to go check it out. Yeah. And I believe it'll be uploaded on YouTube tonight. That's what our producer has told us.
Yes.
Yeah, but it was really fun because it was like, I felt like I was on a phone call with you, like catching up.
Yes.
That's what it felt like.
It did feel like that.
Yeah.
I remember the first few minutes you've gone on live and then I'm trying to join, but then I'm like sending you requests, but it's not like coming through. And I'm like, okay, everyone's just staring at Shanali.
I know, at all my chins, everyone just had a beautiful view of it.
But it was good. We got to see your house. We got to see your bathroom.
That's true.
So it was good.
And our skincare routines and, what I drink before bed and everything. So that was really nice.
Oh, yeah. It was almost like a podcast episode. It was like 1 hour long.
It was, yeah, actually. That was really fun. Yeah. So maybe we'll do that again.
Should do it more
soon. Definitely.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Yeah. But other than that, how's your week been?
My week's been pretty hectic because now I'm getting to reporting time at work. So that's usually quite busy for a teacher. If there are any teachers watching, they would know. And because obviously my kids are very high needs and very diverse needs, I have to do a lot of work around reporting for them that's very different to normal mainstream schools. So that's taking up a lot of my time. I was meant to work to do some work over the weekend, but I honestly didn't get to. I had my second job yesterday, and then today I went to the markets in the morning because it was such a beautiful day today. Yes, it was a beautiful day. So I went to the markets and then I just came home and then I just slept for 3 hours. So nothing happened.
Do you find the market food or whatever? Do you find that cheaper?
It is. So fruit and veg, definitely cheaper for sure.
Really?
But this market I go to is kind of a fancier market. So things if so not super bougie, it's in between. So if you certain things like fried rice or, banh mi's or things like that are a bit more expensive than,
Okay.
or like brownies. They have really good like crookies. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's like,
Crookies?
yeah. So it's, no, not cookie. Sorry, cookie is the croissant cookie, but this is like a cross between a cake and a cookie. And it's like, oh, it's so good. Like, it's so, so nice. But it's so expensive. So I only get it if I go to the markets. So yeah, things like that are expensive, but like the produce is a lot fresher than supermarkets.
Yeah,
so
obvious,
yeah,
yeah.
that's why I go.
I think I've been to a few in Adelaide. We obviously have the central market in the actual city.
Yeah.
And then that opens like early in the morning. And if you go very early in the morning as well, you can buy produce for a lot cheaper. And even the flowers, everything's like so cheap there. But
So is it cheaper in the morning?
Is what I've heard. Like
Okay.
because the thing is though, if you wait, I think the produce in general is cheaper. It's just that it sell out pretty quickly. So if you go after like few hours, there won't be anything
There
left.
won't be anything. Okay.
Really.
Yeah.
But not because it's cheaper in the morning, like. Yeah.
Right, okay.
But usually they like reduce all the food when it's like closer to
The end of
closing
the day.
time.
That's what I thought, yeah.
Yeah. But it does sell out pretty quickly and it gets very busy. And also it's in the middle of the city. It's not like, it's a bit far for us now, so we don't really go there. But and it's a bit hard because it's in the middle of the city. Then you have to find parking. It's just a bit of a hassle.
Yeah. Same for us. So I don't even drive to the markets. I just take a bus, and then if I have like a lot of stuff, I just take an Uber back because it's not worth it, to go and find parking. It's just crazy.
That's right.
But also I found rambutan and mangosteen, which granted, it was really not the best ones. Like the rambutan was so dried up. Yeah. And the mangosteen was like this size. It was so tiny. But, I was so happy because there's a lot of Asian like stalls there. So I think they probably have the same kind of produce that we have back home. So I was so excited to see that.
I honestly can't remember the last time I had rambutan or mangosteen.
What about when you went home last time? Was it not the season?
I don't think it was the season. Like I'm not I couldn't. It was the mango season, but it wasn't.
Right, okay.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah. But there's also another market. I think in the I can't remember the actual suburb or the name, but there's like further to the south of Adelaide. There's like regular markets, and that's where I think Paul from MasterChef. She used to have like stalls in that market as well. She used to sell her cakes and pastries and stuff. I haven't seen her like the days that I went to, like it was closed out for the Royal Adelaide show. But I have heard that she usually has stalls in that as well. But maybe I should go to that. But it's also a little bit more far for us now.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, I do love the market. So like you get to, it's such a nice vibe,
It's
such
like a good vibe, I know. And this particular one I go to is close to the beach. So it's like literally on the tourist strip. So it's so nice, with the beach blowing. And there's so many dogs because everyone brings their dog. It's so nice. Like I love going, and like I think I mentioned last time, my parents are coming in like 2 months, and I'm just so excited to go with them. I know, because I know that it's something that they would like. Have you been to the good markets in Sri Lanka?
Good markets? What's that?
I don't even know if they still have it, but it's like they used to have these really nice like hippie kind of markets in the race course, like that area.
No.
Yeah. It was so nice. I used to love going to that. And like obviously they had like really expensive stuff, but things that you usually wouldn't get in a Sri Lankan supermarket, you would get.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was really nice. Yeah, I'm not sure if they have it anymore. But Diyatuyana, you would have been to Diyatuyana, right?
Yes,
Court.
I have. Yeah.
So.
Oh, yeah, they have like the pop-up markets.
Yeah, exactly. Like I love that.
Theatre used to be, do you remember when they first opened theatre? Like it used to be the hangout place for everyone. And there's so many, usually like there's so many like flowers, and it's like I don't know, massive bunning sale or whatever.
Actually, yes, yeah.
Yeah, it's just famous for that. Like it was such a famous place for that. And I remember there's a lot of handcrafted stuff.
Yeah. There's a lot of acharu.
Girl, stop.
I know, right? My mouth is watering.
But yeah, it used to be when it first opened. It doesn't look as obviously now. I feel like it's not like maintained well.
Oh,
so
is it? Okay.
It looks very shit at the moment. But
right.
but I do remember when they first opened it. It was the hangout place for a lot of people.
Yeah.
But yeah, everyone used to and they used to have a lot of food stalls there as well. I think they used to have like a food court or something.
I remember the food. Yeah, that was definitely, and that was nice too because it was close to the water, so it was a really nice, vibe.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
nice breeze.
Exactly.
Yeah. Especially at night with the lights.
Yeah,
It's nice. Yeah,
exactly.
But
apart from that, how was your week?
My week's been okay. I was meant to come home Saturday morning from site, but then everything was like going well, so I flew in earlier Thursday night.
Yeah. How did your project go, by the way?
It's good. We had a few challenges, but it was really good because, I knew that nothing was gonna go smoothly because it never, you can only plan so much and things are always gonna be, there's always gonna be issues, there's always gonna be challenges, but I felt like I had like gotten like a solid plan and I like couldn't get my head around why these things were like not going according to the plan. But then as much as that it's never going to go according to the plan, it's just hard to admit that first. But anyway, but it was good in a way because I had a lot of support. I had a lot of experienced like people in the commissioning team, and it was a really good place as a graduate to learn as well, especially when it comes to, because you don't want to do things just because you're running out of time. You also want to make sure that you're doing things safely. So that was a very good experience. Usually like in my previous teams though, like when I was spending the weekend there, it's like usually very slow and a bit boring, but this time it was like go. It's like very, I don't know, engaging, and like I didn't feel the time pass, so that was good.
That's good.
I didn't feel like I've been there for like 10 days straight, so that was good.
Wow, okay.
But yeah, it's good to be back in Adelaide again. And then and I told MJ that I think maybe on Monday I was like, because I'm like, I kept having camp food. I've been having camp food for like 10 days. I'm like, I want to go get fried chicken and beer. And then Saturday morning, we went for a beach walk, like MJ and some of our other friends, they went for a beach run and all the girls were like just walking. We had like a solid 6.5 kilometer walk, so it was really good. Yeah, it was the weather was really nice, so it was really good. And then we grabbed coffees after. I don't know how they like planned this, but MJ got up at like 6 and he's like, let's go. And I'm like, bro, just calm down. Let me just leave. Can you? And then I know the other girl, one of my other girlfriends, she's not a fan of like waking up in the morning. So I was like, can you just call her and make sure that she's up? If she's not up, then I'm not getting up. There's no way. But yeah, she was up and ready to go as well. So I was like, okay, damn it.
No choice.
And then I got ready. But it was really good. It was really cold in the morning, but then kind of warmed up after. And then I pitched them the idea of, because I wanted to get chicken and beer. I was like, let's go grab chicken and beer.
For breakfast?
Afternoon.
Oh, afternoon.
No, for dinner.
Okay.
And then all of us, like, everyone was like, oh, right, okay, then let's do that for dinner. And so we finished our walk. Everyone went home, and then, and I cooked like...
I heard about your cooking.
Yes, I don't know how I had the energy.
That was my question too. I was like, how did she have the energy?
I don't know, but I feel like I'm going to cook this, and it's not like I've been craving this as well, but I felt like Sri Lankan menu is like a really good way to like, because you don't, like the produce is not as expensive as if you were to cook like, so many other meals. So I was like, let's cook on a budget this week. So I got like some pumpkins, some carrots. Like when you buy these loose items, it's not as expensive.
And it goes a long way compared to if you would
right.
cook it a different way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I did some like a chicken stew. And I made like a spicy the mackerel curry, which I've made for the first time. Oh, so good.
Like tin mackerel.
And then yeah. And then I made like a pumpkin curry and a carrot curry. And then I was also going to do a kale sambal, but I didn't yet. Maybe I'll do it tonight, or maybe I'll get MJ to do it later. But yeah, I was on a roll, and then I was like, I don't know how I did it, but I did it.
So that's his meals for the week, is it?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And maybe tonight as well.
Right. Okay.
And then everyone else, because everyone else knew that we were gonna have chicken and beer yesterday night. So everyone didn't have lunch, so they were just like, getting ready to have like lots of chicken. And then we picked up everyone, and we had like an early dinner restaurant. And this place, it's called Gummy Chicken and Beer. I don't know if you have it in Queensland. There's some in Melbourne.
Okay.
Yeah, I think there's only one in Adelaide, and then we went there. It's like a Korean chicken place. Yeah. And then I told one of my friends, it's like, I'm getting wasted today because I feel like usually I don't drink a lot. I don't have a very good alcohol tolerance.
Yeah.
I would usually have like 2 sips, and then I would like feel really sleepy, and then unless I have like a lot of energy drinks after that, it's so hard for me to stay awake.
Yeah.
But then I've been thinking, I'm like, I'm going to be 28 this year. I'm going to have 2 years left in my 30s. I'm just
Your 20s, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, you said in you said in your 30s.
Oh, yeah, okay. I'm going to be 28 this year.
Yeah.
And then I have 2 years left of my 20s, and I'm going to be 30 soon. And I'm just going to be like, I'm going to do everything. Like, I'm going to try everything at least once. And I've never been wasted before.
Really?
I was like, because... Well, no, yeah. I've seen all my friends get wasted. I've never, like, not to a point where, the most... Yeah, not to a point where I feel sick. The worst things probably is like have a few drinks and then go to bed. That's the most that I've done. And I'm not like I don't drink every week. I don't go out every week. It's not my kind of vibe. But and then my friend's like, all right, so every time I take a drink, you have to take a drink. And then obviously he's got so much tolerance, but then we started drinking soju because the flavored ones, and they're not that, and they're easy to drink. It doesn't burn you or anything. Good. It's quite flavorful, And then because like we've gone for a walk, we haven't had lunch, and we had a couple of shots on an empty stomach, and then I was like, I could feel the heat. I could feel the blood rushing to my face. I was like getting louder and louder, and I was like, oh my God, this is not good. But anyway, and everyone else kept drinking. We had a lot of chicken. It was good food.
Yeah.
And then it came to a point where after like a few drinks, you kind of feel sleepy. But then if you keep drinking and go beyond that point, then you're like,
it's downhill.
And then the girls, one of the girls weren't drinking because she's had some strong painkillers, but everyone else was like, having a good time. And then we saw all of a sudden, it was very spontaneous, and then we decided to have a sleepover at one of the...
That's so cute. And adult sleepover, I love it.
Oh, yes. And it gets worse and worse. Geez. And then I see all these videos, and I'm like, what the hell were we doing? And then we came to my place. We grabbed pajamas. I don't know why, but I grabbed 4 sets of pajamas. And I haven't packed anything to wear after I wear the pajamas. It was just 4 sets of pajamas. Don't know why. And then I also grabbed my full set of skincare. I don't know
priorities, girl. Look at you go.
Even if I'm drunk.
That's when you know that you're committed to your skin.
Exactly. But I didn't end up using that.
Okay.
I was too drunk to use it.
The intention was there. It's okay.
Exactly. The intention was there. And then we went to our friend's place, and the boys drove separately and the girls were in a separate car. It was like so fun. And then they came back with like 8 more soju bottles.
Oh my God.
Like, Lord.
What are you doing to me?
And then everyone started dancing. I don't know. Honestly, it was like Sri Lankan baila and then Hindi songs and then some Korean songs, some BTS songs. It was crazy. And I don't know why. I feel like the issue was that we were drinking soju way too fast.
Yeah.
It was like, yeah, and then it was even like spilled everywhere. Luckily, it was a cup, but I don't know if that's,
Yeah.
And then I lied down, and then I was like, this is not good. And then I ended up throwing up. And this is my first ever experience throwing up after drinking alcohol.
How did it feel?
I was like, this does not feel
horrible.
good. But I was, but I was pampered a lot. So I had people like holding my hair, rubbing my back,
full service,
giving me lime juice, and then giving me napkins. They took care of me very well.
Good.
And but then I felt like weirdly everyone was happy because this is my first time doing it. I was like, oh, Dishani, well done, you threw up. This is your first time.
So were you hungover today?
I don't think so because I don't think it was that bad because I ended up throwing up all of it.
Maybe.
Yeah, so maybe. Definitely I was the best out of everyone else.
Oh, really?
I think everyone else had it worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I got up I think I went to bed at like 11:30, 12 still.
Oh my God, of course you did.
I was like, I think I passed out on the sofa and everyone else was dancing, and then 2 people started arguing, not like in a bad way, but they just kept roasting each other. And at one point they were jumping up and down, I don't know why, and someone was lifting the other person while he was trying to jump. I don't know, it was so chaotic. But yeah, and I changed into my pajamas and then I went to bed.
Good job.
Really good.
Good job.
And then I got up at like 7 because I had to check in for my flight tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I could hear the alarm. But yeah, it was a good night. And then for breakfast, everyone else made like coconut sambal and another jack mackerel curry and some lentil curries. So we had it with bread, like warm bread.
Yum.
So it was
iconic.
I think it was So
what a good weekend.
It was.
Yeah.
It was a very wholesome weekend.
Nice.
But I'm never getting wasted again. I think one time's enough.
Yeah, true.
Never again.
It's not fun.
Yeah, how's your experience with soju? Do you feel like you like it over other
I mean, it tastes good. Like, it tastes good, but it's very sweet. So I'm not anyway, like, I don't really like drinks that are too sweet. Like, in general, even soft drinks that are too sweet. So, like, I wouldn't really, drink it too much. But I understand why it goes down very smoothly because it tastes, you don't taste anything in it, But I'm pretty sure it has, like, quite a high alcohol level, doesn't it?
It does, but I don't know how they get rid of that alcoholiness. Like, that burning. Like, I don't know how they get rid of that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like some Korean magic because, like, people love it.
And people mix it with beer too. Like,
do they?
Some people.
I don't know.
Yeah, and apparently it gets rid of that maltiness of beer. And it makes it, like, pleasant. Yeah.
Right, okay.
Because they do, like, soju bombs and stuff where you just get the shot glass, put soju in it, and then drop it inside the beer glass.
Okay.
And then it gets like extra sparkly,
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay,
apparently.
Interesting.
But what about your wine? Because you say you don't like sweet alcohol.
I don't really.
What's your go-to?
To be honest, I don't really like alcohol. Like, I'm not I don't
Same.
enjoy it like it hurts my tummy. I don't like it. I think when I moved to Australia first, I used to drink wine, like the cheap wine, that you get at BWS or something. But then, like,
have you had the Gossips one?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's the cheapest one.
It's very sweet.
Yeah,
it feels like a soft drink almost.
Yeah, so, but then it just I just don't really drink it anymore. I just don't enjoy it.
Yeah,
I'm not one of those fancy, wine connoisseurs.
So. It's really hard because South Australia is all about
wine. All about wine, yeah.
Really hard, because every time you, and people say South Australia is a bit boring, but it's not. There's so many things to do, but it's just that most of it is to do with wine.
Wineries and wine tours and
everything. And there's so many wineries, and even like when you have, company get-togethers or things like that, it's always in a winery. Or we do have we have a lot of distilleries as well. Like I do like gin. I like that it smells nice. But then if I drink gin though, I would have heaps of lemonade and like a little bit of gin.
So just lemonade basically.
Exactly.
With a touch of
but
gin.
I do like the smell of gin. Like if I had to drink alcohol, I would choose gin.
Oh, okay. You would have liked so today at the market I saw this guy selling kumquat gin. So kumquat is narang.
Oh.
So narang flavored gin, and it looked really interesting. He had fresh narang everywhere. And I didn't really buy it because we won't really drink it anyway. But if you like it, you would have probably enjoyed
that
it.
Would be nice actually. Narang gin. I would have like a
nice citrusy
I haven't had narang
flavor.
in a while.
I know, I love narang. Don't you just love our conversations? We went from I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how we got here.
We went from our week to alcohol to narang to rambutan to everything to market.
I do love it. Yeah, I do miss my mom used to make narang juice.
I know, same
in
here,
Sri Lanka with ice, because on a hot Sri Lankan day,
exactly,
with narang juice with ice in it. Ooh,
I know. My mom used to make when my older brother and I, because we only have a small age gap, when we were growing up, every day at 10 o'clock we would get freshly squeezed narang juice. That was our morning tea, so either that or Ribena. We used to get one of the two at 10 a.m. I know.
The grape juice?
The grape juice, yeah.
Oh.
That was our thing. So still narang and Ribena hold a special place in my heart, because I remember my mom making that for us when we were young.
I used to pretend that grape juice was wine. Yeah, I used to pour it in a wine glass and just have it because I like the idea of having wine,
but
I just don't enjoy the taste of it. Yeah, but I do like the fancy wine glass and always drinking it. But it's just the taste is shit. So I'm gonna have grape juice instead.
I totally.
It is really. Wine is grape juice at the end of the day.
It is, yeah, it is. Just fermented and, yeah. Yes, so after that very elaborated rant that we went on about everything and nothing at all, the topic that we actually wanted to discuss today was something that I think we had planned to discuss a couple of weeks ago, but we just never got it because we got too engrossed in another topic.
Yes.
So yeah,
which we've had so much really good similar sort of feedback.
I know, right? Yeah, it was really nice to here we discussed a certain celebrity in Sri Lanka, and that was very refreshing to see the comments from people about it. But so today's topic that we really wanted to talk about, I think, is another topic that is quite I would say a negative side of the brown culture, unfortunately. Like we say, there's so much positivity in our culture, so many good things, but there is also so much negativity, and that's what we kind of want to talk about and bring to light and discuss.
Yeah.
And that is body shaming or fat shaming. And I'm sure all of us have at some point have gone through some kind of body shaming, right? From the time we were very young.
Of course.
And it doesn't just mean that, if you are too thin that you won't get body shamed. You will still get body shamed,
Yeah, exactly.
That's what we want
I
to
don't
talk
know
about.
why. Yeah, I don't know why, and I think I've recently, like I didn't notice this in Sri Lanka, but when I was in Sri Lanka, and I've recently noticed every time you see someone, it's like the way you're greeted is how, like, by commenting on how
On
you
your
look,
body.
like your
Yeah,
appearance.
exactly. Yeah,
It's
so true.
I don't know why. Like, even if it's meant as a compliment, and when I thought about this, I thought like I've done this as well. But obviously I wouldn't say like anything negative about it. Like, I would point it out, like, oh, you look so nice today.
Good.
Or
Yeah,
you look
exactly.
Although I don't understand why we need to comment on how anyone looks as when we're trying to greet someone, when we first meet someone. It's like you don't have to mention it at all.
Yeah, I agree.
Because you don't,
Did you get anything when you went home to Sri Lanka last time? Did anyone comment on your body length to your face? Or?
Yes, absolutely. Because the first time I went to for my sister's wedding, I've obviously, because back in Sri Lanka, I used to be very skinny. I used to be very like underweight, and a lot of people commented on that as well. But then when I went back for my sister's wedding, I was chubbier. Which and that's all I wanted to be when I was in Sri Lanka, because everyone kept saying I'm so skinny, and you should eat this, you should eat that, you should stop having 3 meals a day, you should have 10 meals a day, and then some people kept saying the opposite, like you shouldn't have so many meals on during the day, you should have like really solid like 3 meals a day, you should eat dates and honey, you should eat so many. And then I really wanted to gain the weight, I really wanted to be chubbier, and then obviously I came to Australia, I had a lot of like, I kept having all the food that I ever wanted, and then I liked it. Honestly, I liked it. It didn't bother me until when I started, because I was also very active because I was doing a lot of jobs and things like that. But when it started to bother me was when I realized that I don't have any stamina at all. When I would climb a few stairs and I was like out of my breath, that's when it started to bother me. But the reason I got into like, the gym and working out was not because I wanted to lose that weight, but because I wanted to increase my strength and my stamina.
Exactly.
Which maybe you do lose a few kilos, and there's a body mass index that is recommended for you to be under, but which is a guide, I guess. But I do understand where you're coming from, and then it's something, of course, everyone's like, oh, you've gotten a chubbier, you put on a little weight, and then I wouldn't say it, I think it would take a lot for me to like get hurt because of that. I do have pretty thick skin.
Oh, good on you.
But at the same time, that's completely unnecessary what they're saying. Right?
I know. But, I agree.
And I know because my sisters put on a lot of weight, and my mom, she always say like, oh my God, you put on so much weight, don't eat so much. She always comments on it. And then the last time I went to Sri Lanka, I was like, I told my mom, I know this is coming from a good place. I obviously want her to be healthy, but when you're pointing it out like 24/7, I don't think that's doing any good.
No,
I think
she
that's
obviously
doing more.
sees it, right? Like when she looks.
Exactly, she's the first person to notice it. She doesn't need anyone pointing it out. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But there's that culture around that. It's very ironic because every time you go to someone's house, they want you to keep eating their food. Exactly. They're like, eat this, eat that. And
then if you tell them you're on a diet, they get really offended.
Yeah, they're like, exactly. You're like, oh, how could you?
Yeah.
Like, you don't need to. And they tell you how you don't need to be on a diet.
Exactly.
But they also say that you put on weight.
Yeah, I know.
You cannot win.
Make up your mind, man. Make up your mind.
And I used to have, this is obviously very like wholesome and comes from a good place. I used to have one of my friends' mom, like we used to go to her place during like our A-levels to study. And she would she loves to cook and she loves to feed the kids. And this auntie, she would get offended if we didn't at least eat 3 times.
Oh my God.
Like, as in you had to serve yourself 3 times. And then if you don't serve more food onto your plate for the fourth time, she's like, is the food not good? I'm like, I've had it for 3 times now. What do you mean? And then she would like, if you feel like, oh, I don't eat this, she would cook at least 2-3 other meals just so that you could if you feel like, if you say that you don't eat that, then she would like instantly, she would whip up something else. And I'm like, and then there was a time where like after lunch, I couldn't breathe. I couldn't breathe.
See,
I was like falling asleep.
That's like unhealthy, you know. That's, I feel like a lot of like brown people, you know, our relationship with food is so skewed because from the time we are young, you know, like a lot of us are skinny and then we are just forced to eat. Like our parents force us to eat. Like food is just like, you know, squished into our mouth so that we just put on weight. And because obviously a skinny baby, they can't deal with like a skinny toddler or like a skinny baby. They get like really upset about it. So it's just about eating. Like even if you don't want to eat, even if you're full, you're just forced to eat because like that's how it is, you know. And I get like the whole wasting food and all that. I get it. I do understand that bit. But then we grow up with that thing of like we just don't know where to stop, you know, like we just keep eating and eating until we make ourselves feel sick. So, and then that leads to like, you know, negative body image after that. And then all the constant
and then
comments.
unhealthy. Yeah, and developing unhealthy like relationships with food, and you're not allowed to get up from the dinner table until you finish your plate of food, no matter how full you are.
That's the thing, and I've actually seen like my really close, like Shahana for example, and a few of my other friends, they bring up their kids very differently to what, you know, our brown parents brought us up in. And obviously, like, I'm not saying this in a way, like, they obviously meant really well. They came from a really good place. But, like, I've seen Shahana feed her kids. And when they say that they're full, like, obviously, if they've had only one mouth and then they're full, she kind of coaxes them to eat. But then if they've eaten a significant amount and they're like, okay, I'm full, even if there's food on the plate, she'll be like, okay, now you're done. You know, and that I feel like is such a positive way of your child being able to, or being able to communicate to you that they're done with their food. And, you know, the parent also accepting that, you know. So I think that's really important to bring into our brown culture.
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely. And then also to counterbalance, like, you know, to make things worse, you're encouraged to eat all this food and, you know, help you develop so many unhealthy relationships with food. But not only that, but you're not encouraged to exercise.
I know, true.
You're not encouraged to lead an active lifestyle. And mind you, like our sort of, yes, we do have like a lot of healthy food items in our diets as well, but it's also like rice and curry 3 times a day. So I know, like, I don't think there's a lot of emphasis on maintaining a balanced diet, eating a lot of protein, and it's a very Sri Lankan diet. It's a very carb heavy diet.
Yeah, they are.
So, and it's also like, I don't understand that, but you want your kids to be chubby and you know, like, you know, you want to be able to squeeze their cheeks and when they're young, but after they grow up to a certain age, then you're like, right, time to lose fat, lose all this fat.
Exactly,
Which, exactly. And I really don't understand. And then it's not just that also, but in schools, then kids get bullied because of that. Because that's 100%. That's so normalized. Being skinny and all of this.
Yeah.
But
and then they develop like really unhealthy, like other eating disorders like anorexia and bulimia and things like that. Like I personally know someone very close to me who was quite chubby, like growing up, and she was super cute and beautiful girl. But then during school, like even more than in school, she was bullied by her parents and like her family about being fat. And then she just went on this complete, like she just stopped eating completely. And even now, like she's super skinny now, like super, super, super skinny. Even now, she's constantly like, she would eat something and be like, I'm so fat. Like, oh my God, I'm so fat. I can't eat. And I'm like, no, you're not. Like you look amazing. You look great. just because you eat one little thing, like you want, but it's just like the trauma that she's brought from her childhood that is just like embedded in her brain, and it's so negative, you know, like the way she looks at herself. Like I always think like you won't, like, you know, the way you talk to yourself, you won't look at someone else and say it to their face. Then why are you saying it to yourself, right? Like why are you being so mean to yourself and being so negative about yourself? Yeah. But then, I mean, in our brown culture, we have no hesitation with telling someone that they've got fat, you know, as soon as we see them.
Exactly. Oh.
Like, and I get so, like, even with my mom, like, when she goes visiting, like, she tells me some people, and she gets really upset. She's like, some people tell me, like, you know, oh, you know, you put on so much weight, like, Goda Mahattila. I'm just like, and when I went to Sri Lanka, right, like this kept happening so many times. Like to me, I didn't get any, like everyone basically kept telling me that I looked the same that I looked when I left, right? But to my mom, like everyone was like, oh, you got so fat, you got, and I was like, oh, like so angry. I was rolling my eyes. I was just getting like, so angry.
Why?
I don't understand. Or like Kaluela, right? Like it's like you've got dark.
Or you've gotten darker.
You've gotten or you got fat. It's like, do you not have anything else to tell me? Like, are you not happy to see me?
Exactly. And I don't understand, like, the first thing to come out of someone's mouth when you see someone for the first time after a long time, it's like, oh, you've gotten darker, you've gotten chubbier. I'm like, anything else?
Yeah, exactly. You can just be like, you look so happy. Like, there's nothing wrong with saying something like that.
It's nice to see you.
It's nice to see you.
How are you?
I'm so happy to see you. Like, something like that. But it's just always about... And then what makes you think, like, you tell someone they've got fat, what makes you think that the rest of your interaction is going to go well? Like, I would be pissed. I would be like, I don't even want to be here anymore. I don't want to talk to you anymore.
Yeah.
Like, you just ruined my whole mood, you know? Like...
And they think it's, I don't know, it's so normalized. It's just like you're supposed to be okay with it. You're supposed to be okay with people commenting on how you look.
That's the thing, yeah. And my mom was saying this because I was getting so angry. She was like, oh no, they mean well. I'm like, what do you mean they mean well? They're not doing anything to help you. Like, you know, like become healthy. And my mom is like super healthy. My mom works out like every day. She's very active. Ooh. Yeah. So she goes for yoga, walks every single day. She's more active than I am, you know. So for someone like that, to tell someone like that you've gained weight, you know, it's just so bad. I'm like, what do you... And like women in general, I feel like obviously with childbirth and hormones and stuff, they store fat very much more differently to men. You know, and like that has nothing to do with like what they eat. Sometimes they could be starving themselves, but just because of their hormones or their thyroid or whatever, it could just be, you don't know anyone's backstory, you know, like just you don't need to comment on anything, you know, it's just
and also like just because someone's a size 8 doesn't mean that they're healthy.
No, absolutely not.
Exactly. Someone could be a size 12 and be perfectly healthy. Someone could be a size 20 and be perfectly healthy. And someone could be a size 4 and can be healthy. It's just 100%. Healthy doesn't need to look the same.
Exactly.
And I just don't know why people understand, like I don't understand why they think that. As long as someone's perfectly healthy, taking care of themselves, staying active, having a balanced lifestyle, then that's all that matters.
100%. That's the thing,
And it's always your fat, and never like let's go on a walk. Let's work out. Let's take a step towards like an extra step towards an active lifestyle. Yeah. It's never that. It's just always, oh, you've gotten darker, you've gotten fatter.
Like, you've got pimples.
Don't even. Have you tried this? Have you tried this? Yeah. Have you tried drinking more water?
Have you tried washing your face? Do you wash your face?
Oh, makes man. Me so mad. It makes my blood boil when they do that.
I know, right?
And I know that growing up, like younger, like in school, I've done that too because everybody else does it.
100%.
Thought it was normal.
Definitely.
But now that I know better, I'm like,
that's the thing. Like I mean, I will fully call myself out, and I know that I've done it as well. You know, so, but because I like, this is something like that happened recently, like a few months ago. This girl that I went to school with, when she was in school, she was super, super, super skinny. And then like now, I mean, like 10 years later, she has gained weight, but I couldn't recognize her, because she looks different, So I remember like talking to a friend about it, and I was like, oh, she looks really different from school. Like, what happened? And then after, like, we had this conversation, and then I was like, you know what? That was not my business. I don't need to know that. And like,
That's
I
right.
had to like really have a very stern chat with myself and be like, that is not your place to judge. That's not your business. It's not something you need to be discussing with anyone. So like things like that.
Yeah.
It's obviously about making yourself better every day, and like taking steps
Exactly.
towards, becoming a better person and unlearning things that you were taught
Yes.
from childhood. So honestly, like even to
Yeah.
this day, like one of my greatest fears is like putting on excessive amounts of weight. Like I've always been a size 8, and I'm so scared, like if I put on even a little bit and become like a size 10, I'm so terrified. And that is something that I am working on, like by myself, trying to get over that, because I lead a very active lifestyle. Eat really healthy. So it's not that I'm not taking steps. It's just my body changing, with age, obviously,
Exactly.
So
And your body weight, everything fluctuates, right? It's
fluctuates,
never
yeah.
gonna be like a steady value for the rest
Yeah.
of your life. And your body, and you're never gonna be a size 8 top and bottom.
Yeah. Oh,
There's
yeah,
different body
definitely.
shapes, there's
Exactly.
different body sizes.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with your body. It's just
No.
going through something. And
No.
as long as you're working towards being healthy,
Yeah.
and you're trying your best,
Yeah.
that's what matters. And also something we need to, I guess, spread awareness and remember is that when someone's overweight, when someone's put on weight and is obviously having issues with having a healthy lifestyle or eating, it's just that you pointing it out is not gonna get them to the gym. It's not gonna
No.
get them to stop eating and be good from the next day onwards. It's never that. It's
Yeah.
always it ends up hurting their feelings, and then they're gonna eat to make up for that.
Yeah,
Or
exactly.
like, and yeah, so I think that's something that people need to remember, is that you pointing out whatever imperfections some people have is not gonna do anything to get them on the right
Yeah.
track. It's
Yeah.
only gonna hurt their feelings. And I don't understand how people don't realize that when these things come out of their mouth, it does nothing but hurt someone's
Hurt, yeah.
feelings.
And why do you want to
And
hurt someone?
exactly, I know, like, you think you're doing good, but you can't think that when you're
Yeah.
when you're saying something hurtful
Yeah.
from your mouth,
Yeah. Absolutely.
but yeah, I just don't. Yeah, I mean, obviously it's been in our culture. We're gonna have to work so hard to unlearn all of that.
100%.
But it's also starts from the, it has to be from the building blocks. It has to be from the media, from what you see.
Absolutely.
It has to be an impact has to be made when everyone's young.
Yeah.
To educate everyone. But I think now it's a little bit better because there's a few, I think, few representations of different body sizes and
Definitely.
different
Yeah.
colors in media, in fashion, and things like that,
Yeah.
which is a good start, but there's still a
Definitely.
long way to
That
go.
is a long way to go, definitely. And that, like you said,
Yeah.
media is very important. And I've actually seen a few like Instagram and like social media accounts of like plus size models in Sri Lanka. Like they're very openly, like talking about their bodies and like the work they do. And there are brands actually who hire them for that kind of modeling, which is amazing, because I feel like a few, like us growing up around when we were growing up, that never happened, right?
Yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
always size 8s
Yeah,
or
that's the
4s
thing.
or whatever.
Yeah, like it was never, there
Yeah.
was never anything called plus sized. If you wanted plus size things, you had to just get it sewn, or like, you just had to wear like men's clothes or something. It was never like positive
Yeah.
towards them. But now there's actually really stylish, cute things that anyone
Available
anyone
for
can wear.
everyone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what it
And
should
honestly,
be.
brands do need to do better.
Yeah.
Like, it's not gonna be like, you can't keep making clothes that's like one size fits all. Like, it's never that. So
Yeah.
they need to do better. They need to improve their ranges to suit everyone's, and that's the only way they're gonna make it work. And it's not gonna be like, you can't just make a size 8 dress and hope that it fits like
everyone.
And a size 8 person can look different.
Definitely.
Like, you can be a size 8 on the top and be a size 10 on the bottom. And it can be switched both ways. So it's never that. There's so many body types, and brands need to expand their research and do
100%,
better when it comes to this, and cater towards all body types. And this is obviously not this is in both men and women. Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. There's so much work to do, and I think we're going in the right direction.
Yeah.
But there is still so much. Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
So yeah, that was a good chat about how fat shaming or body shaming and all of that happens in brown culture. But I thought there was another bit I thought was interesting, is that there's not a lot of education given, or there's not a lot of discussion being held about any of these eating disorders. Like, honestly, I didn't know what an eating disorder was and how common it was until I probably, I don't know, maybe even moved to Australia, because I moved when I was like until I was like 20. I didn't know what anorexia was. I didn't know like it's possible. Like, I don't know. I did know what anorexia was, but I just didn't understand how, like, the stages of it, right? It's never the worst case scenario, but there's stages of going through that. And one movie that I think showed, which I watched, and I understood the actual depth of how worse this thing could be, is I don't know if you've seen, it's called To the Bone. Lily Collins is the one, is the girl in it, and she's done amazing in that role. And then the story revolves around how she has an eating disorder, but it's also like, if she eats anything, she just exercises it. Like, she goes to so many, to the very extreme of like working out so that she thinks like the 5 P's that she eats is gonna be like,
That's crazy.
And then she gets put into this, obviously people realize that she has an eating disorder. She is so thin in that movie, and she's done well to prep for that role, but she's already very quite, she's not a very muscular girl, but in this movie she looks extremely like thin, to the point that you could see like the bones in her face and all of that. It's gotten to that point. And then in the story, she gets put into this sort of like a rehabilitation center, which she sees a lot of other people with similar eating disorders. But I think especially in school as well, I think this is something that we could talk about. Like, we could 100%. Educate the younger generation in schools, but it's never spoken about.
No, definitely not.
Because people in Sri Lanka think like, as long as you're thin, you're okay.
Exactly. If you're thin, you're healthy. But it's not. Yeah, it's definitely not. No.
But yeah, have you had much education on like any of these?
Not really, no. Yeah, I mean, I feel like we used to throw around the word anorexia, like it was kind of just like a thing we used to just be like, say to someone as a joke, it was just something. But if you really think about it, it's actually like a mental health issue, if you like, it's very closely linked to mental health issues. Anorexia, then bulimia, which is where you make yourself throw up after you eat a lot, or then like you binge eating, or you avoid eating. So like there's so many eating disorders that, like, I'm sure people, if we really stop and think about it, there are people that we know who are probably going through it. But no one really knows about it, like no one talks about it because like they just don't know. They
probably don't know that they're going through it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So. I think people need to think like, if, I don't know, if you eat, like, if you eat anything, if you eat anything, just eat anything. Like, it's not, it's never the worst case scenario. But it's gotten to that point. And then in the story, she gets put into this sort of like a rehabilitation center, which she sees a lot of other people with similar eating disorders. But think like it's like you need to fuel your body, right? It's the only way you're gonna survive. But yeah, it's just people don't realize how much of an impact you can have in someone's life by
100%.
by commenting on how they look.
Exactly. Like your words have such a strong impact on someone, especially when they're a child and they're so easily like manipulated, or you say something to them and that like they're just gonna keep, especially a teenager, right? Like just think back when we were teenagers, like all we cared about was we were so hormonal, we cared about our looks, all that. And then when someone keeps telling you that you're fat or you're like so skinny, and then that's all you're just going to keep that becomes like personality trait. Yeah, I know.
Like I've had the amount of people I've had doing this to me.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And to be honest, at that time when I was young and people were doing that, I didn't know that like it was harmful. I didn't know that.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, obviously I felt awful, but I didn't know better, or I didn't know that they weren't like it's wrong for them to do it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's always like, oh, I need to eat and make myself,
this is my fault,
Exactly. But I think you have to be so low. You have to be at your lowest point to be able to do that to someone. And
definitely.
It's never, my advice is that don't go to that point. Unless you want to, no unlesses. The right way to handle it should be encouraging them in a positive way, encouraging them or help them or go through it with them,
With them,
if exactly. If you want, like, instead of commenting on how fat they are, encourage them to like go for a walk or go on that walk with them, like work out with them. But there's so many ways to, if your intentions are good, there's so many ways to help out someone without like putting them down.
That's the thing. I've like actually heard people say, if they see like a person who is fatter, they would be like, oh, it's because I care about them, like it's not healthy. But what is healthy? This is what we discussed before. Like what is your definition? How do you know so deeply into this person's body or health or lifestyle that you assume that they are not healthy, and like you say, if your intentions are clear, there is ways of doing it or like showing them that you care about them without being like, oh, you're fat, like you need to lose weight, and it's like, frankly, it's not your business. I feel like at the end of the day, it's really not your freaking business. Like, mind your business, man. Like, stay in your lane. It's not your business. Like, just like, I'm sure you've got like 500 other more important things to do than commenting on someone's weight.
Exactly. You know what? It's like, you're entitled to your opinions. That's fine. But just keep it to yourself. Like, no, you don't need to raise it with anyone. You don't need to vocalize it. Just keep it internal. Keep it internal and feel miserable if you have to. What?
And like, it's like, what benefit do you get from this person becoming like skinny or really healthy, right? Like, what are you planning on achieving there? Like, nothing. So like, just look after your health, look after your own health, like look inside and see if you are achieving like a healthy BMI, whatever. Do that. Like, don't focus on other people, man. Like,
work on why you're miserable. Work on why you're feeling so insecure that you had to go out and speak about someone's appearance and put them down. Like, let's do an internal evaluation.
Yep. Definitely. And if you can't do that, get some therapy, because that helps.
Just keep it to yourself. And be like, let's see why I have to like vocalize this.
Yes.
Also, on another note though, I want to talk about this because this is like all I see on my TikTok at this stage. But this I forgot this trash dude's name now. It's a Harrison, is it?
Oh, of course, Mr. Harrison Butker.
Oh my, who is he? This is the first time I've actually heard of him.
Who is he? I mean, he has like such an appropriate name because he's a butt. That's what he is. He's just
besides the absolute dipshit that he is.
Honestly,
who is he? Like, I honestly don't watch a lot of honestly, I don't know what what
I mean,
sport
to be
does he play?
honest, yeah, he's footy, right?
Something to do with the
Whatever-
ball. I know
whatever-
because he's a
whatever-
kicker.
Whatever Taylor Swift's boyfriend plays. It's football, right?
Football.
Yeah, football. Yeah.
But like
anyway, I'm
American
sure-
football.
Yeah.
Right?
American
Yeah.
football. So I'm sure, like, if you've been anywhere near social media in the last like 2 weeks, you would be seeing. I wish we could play the video so that we could like live react to this, because
I think it is you, the women, who have had the most diabolical lies told to you. How many of you are sitting here now, about to cross this stage, and are thinking about all the promotions and titles you are going to get in your career? Some of you may go on to lead successful careers in the world, but I would venture to guess that the majority of you are most excited about your marriage and the children you will bring into this world. I can tell you that my beautiful wife, Isabel, would be the first to say that her life truly started when she began living her vocation as a wife and as a mother. By making it to this moment through all the adversity thrown your way from COVID, I hope you learned the important lessons that suffering in this life is only temporary. As a group, you witnessed firsthand how bad leaders who don't stay in their lane can have a negative impact on society. While COVID might have played a large role throughout your formative years, it is not unique. Bad policies and poor leadership have negatively impacted major life issues. Things like abortion, IVF, surrogacy, euthanasia, as well as a growing support for degenerate cultural values in media, all stem from the pervasiveness of disorder.
yeah, but obviously you and I have watched it like multiple times. So basically this guy,
my Lord.
he's the kicker in the Chiefs, which is the team. And he comes to like a
So
Catholic...
he kicks a ball for a living.
He kicks a ball for a living and earns millions, by the way. Millions and
Alright.
millions. And he comes to a university graduation ceremony. This is a very Catholic university, and it's actually a university that he supports, apparently. I did see that. Yeah. So, and he gives this graduating speech, which honestly starts, well, like that certain section starts off quite well. Like he says, congratulations, you have, like, I'm sure you're like hoping to achieve all these promotions, blah, blah, blah. And then
But very soon, though, it goes downhill very
exactly,
soon.
because
And,
then
like,
he
first time I
turns his
saw this-
attention to women,
Yeah, the first time I saw this video, I was like, oh, okay, it's a graduation speech. And obviously, you know, a lot of the graduation speeches that I've seen are very wholesome and very nice. And then you have a lot to learn. So I'm just like, oh, excited. And then he starts off saying, oh, I really want to specifically speak to the women. I'm like, oh, God,
the women.
Here we go.
And the diabolical lies that have been told to you that, your careers. So basically the gist of it is that, I'm sure you're really excited about graduating and all these promotions.
Yeah.
But I'm sure you're most excited about getting married and all the babies that you're going
to bring to this world.
I'm
because that's,
sorry.
At the end of the day, that's what's most precious.
That's what you are.
That should be your intention. Yeah.
Yeah, you are an incubator for a human. That's your main job. That's what you should be the happiest about. And then he just goes on to say, this is what it just made me so angry. He gets very emotional. He's like, he gets like a little lump in his throat, and he's like, my wife, who I met in middle school, she converted to the faith, and she, because she gave up her career, like something along those lines, because because of that, I am able to be here. So you are basically like saying she gave up her whole life so that, like, her career, all that, so you can kick a freaking ball, and I'm sorry, first of all, you can do both. As a woman, you can
do both,
have a career and also be, like, plenty of women in the world do it, plenty and plenty. And you are coming from such a privileged position where you are saying that your wife is able to stay. Not a lot of people are able to do that,
It's not a
you
flex.
Can't.
It's not a flex that your wife had to give up her career for you. It's not a flex. I don't know why And honestly, so are you saying that he's like one of the sponsors of that university, and that's why he was...
It's something like that. I think he has like some kind of business, and then the university has something to do with the business. So basically they get funded by him. So that's what, so you know what's funny? Last year as well, he gave a speech last year, because I saw a little clip from last year's speech, but it didn't blow up the way it did this time, because last year he said something very similar to this. Like he basically said, get married and have children. And it didn't blow up the way it did this year. So for some reason, like it really came out. And he was also quite homophobic in it. I don't know if you heard that bit of the speech.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, like at the start of it, like he basically said, you know, something about a whole month being dedicated to a cause. And I was really confused because I was like, what is he talking about? But then later, but then I did some research and it was about Pride Month, you know. So he's very homophobic and he's misogynistic, you know. And then he tries to cover this up under the blanket of religion. And I grew up a Catholic. Thankfully, I didn't have to, like, I'm not religious anymore, but I didn't have to face any of those extremist views growing up. You know, I feel like it's just like very Stone Age. It's not religious. It's Stone Age views.
Yeah, you can't just, hide behind religion for your awful opinions. And also I was thinking, like, usually you would get like an academic person who's done well in the academia
not someone who
give a
kicks a
graduation
ball.
speech. Yeah, exactly. I was like, I honestly, first of all, don't understand why he's here. Why he's allowed to give a graduation speech when, you know, the height of his intelligence is kicking a ball. Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, exactly.
And I also saw somewhere that his mother's a physicist.
His mother's a physicist and his sister's a physician.
So where... I don't understand what went wrong. Maybe that's what went wrong, and he wasn't given the proper attention that he needed, and that is why he turned out to be like this.
Jealous. I feel like he's just like jealous, and he just thinks that whatever his mom and sister have achieved is just irrelevant. And you know, I'm sure his wife must be like, you know, also having a degree or whatever, but like obviously she's not using that, and that's okay. That's okay if that's what you want to do.
Exactly, that's fine. But
totally
that's
cool.
A choice.
That's a choice. It's not, you don't have to tell anyone to do it. You know,
exactly.
It's not your choice. It's not your decision to make.
Whatever they make is their choice, and that's completely fine. But you cannot expect someone to do that just because you think this is what you want from the other person. Like, find a person who wants to do that. That's fine. But you're not gonna get up on a stage and lecture some university students that this is what they should want.
That's the thing. No. And what a slap in the face, right? Like, you've just graduated. You've put years and years of effort into this degree, and you've like probably in so much debt, and then have someone be like, you know, you are only as good as the children that you will procreate into this world.
Yeah.
So it's like, like what are you on about, man? Like this is not the 1800s.
Honestly, I would have gotten up and left.
Oh, 100%. I would have thrown something at him. Like, I would, if I had something, 100%
honestly,
I would have thrown something at him. Absolutely.
I wonder if he's got like a degree, and because you know you can't wear I don't know if there's any rules about wearing like a graduation like sort of thing without like I don't know if you can do that. Well, anyway, he's a piece of shit. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Trash. Sorry, auntie.
Blurp it out. Yeah. No, but it's true. I think it's something that we really needed to talk about. I mean, there are plenty of people talking, but you know what's really disappointing? I saw a few people who said, like women, who said that they were in the audience when that happened, and they were fully supporting him. They were like, what's wrong with what he said? Like, why are you overreacting? Like, he was just talking about the sanctity of marriage and like the family, and how, you know, the modern family has been ruined by things like gay people and all that. It's like, what? Like, what are you on about?
I think it's also like, you know how there's like pro-choice and pro-life movement. He's also like a pro-life person. I'm like, oh my lord.
Oh, 100%. Of course.
I don't understand why these men are allowed to have opinions about how women should live their life. I do not understand. You're a man. You don't have a vagina. Shut up.
You don't have a uterus. Exactly.
No uterus, no opinion.
No opinion. Like if you haven't been in that position, you have no right to comment on anything. Go talk about your men's whatever, but just don't come putting your nose into our business, because you have nothing to talk about here, you know, just like, and if you look at his Instagram, like, I don't know if you looked at his Instagram, it's literally like pictures of himself, like displaying his wealth. Like he's coming off his like private jet, or just, it's just himself. He's just so obsessed with himself. And then he has, like, his wife is not in one single picture at all. So if he's so, in love with his wife and so appreciative of her sacrificing her career for him, whatever, wouldn't you put something on Instagram of your picture? Like, I understand not showing your kids, but of your wife,
we should all gather, everyone should do the world a favor, gather all these tater tots and take them to an island and leave them there.
I agree.
Out of
There's
sight
no
from
place for
everyone.
them. Yeah, there's no place for them in this world, because we really don't need that mindset in this. Like, women have worked so hard to break ceilings, to break glass ceilings, to break cycles, to get rights. We don't need you people. And then also the women who support that. We don't need,
honestly.
like, how pick me do you have to be to agree with this guy, man? That's my question. Like,
you have to see that's what I hate the most about this, more than what he said as a man. Look, honestly, he's a man. I don't expect
that's what they do.
Better. Yeah, that's what they do. It's justified. It's just them. But for you to be a woman and then agree with this, and then it's how could you do that? Like, how
could you?
How dumb do you have to be?
Exactly. And this girl, this one
it
particular
pisses me
girl, she like graduated from that college and she's a teacher. And then she's agreed. So I'm like, you have a career. You're a teacher. So if you agree with him, then why are you even working? You should be at home then, like looking after kids and all that.
Exactly.
Then you should be
and
working.
that's why you think that's what he's saying. Is like, it doesn't matter how many degrees you've got, how many jobs you had, how successful you are in your career. Nothing is more rewarding than bringing children into this world and letting go of that career that you worked so hard to get and just, look after your family. That's the most glorified. I don't understand why so he can be a father and have a career, but not his wife.
Exactly. That's the thing. That's what it is, Yeah, so then why didn't you give up? Why didn't you give up what? If it's like the most glorified thing, fatherhood, then why didn't you give up and stay at home and do that? Like, why is it that it's your wife who you're expecting
that had to do that?
Had to do it. Exactly. Yeah. Like, I'm sure if she was given the opportunity, maybe she would have done something more noble than kicking a ball.
Exactly.
So
I'm sure she would do better. And it's also, what, it makes me more mad at, I'm more mad at his wife than I am at him. Like, you live with this, and then you expect everyone else to live with this. Like, how could you release him into this society? Like, this man should be caged. This man shouldn't be given a mic or a public setting to speak. Honestly, just
and then he has the audacity to quote Taylor Swift.
I'm my Lord.
But he doesn't even say Taylor Swift, right? Like, he says my teammate's girlfriend. And I feel like I don't know if this is me reading too much into it, but I feel like even that is a bit of a,
so you
insult?
don't want to name the successful woman that she is. You want to say my teammate.
So you are, exactly. So you are talking about your teammate first, and then everyone knows Taylor Swift over Travis Kelce. Like, exactly. I can guarantee you, she's like the queen, the ultimate queen,
Yeah.
And how dare you quote her? How freaking dare you quote her? Like, look at her. Look at her achieving things and being an absolute star. And what are you talking about,
Did you, I don't know if you've also seen this, but I think a few months ago there was this thing about, do you know who Simone Biles is?
Oh, yeah. Her boyfriend.
Do you remember that?
I do remember that.
Well, her now husband.
Oh, is it husband now? Okay.
Yeah, they're married. And he was talking about how he was the catch in that relationship. And then Simone Biles was saying, in another few years, no one's going to know, no one's going to talk, say, oh, that's Simone Bell's husband. It's gonna be like, oh, that person's wife is like, you know, no, everyone's like, no, he's not. No, that's
She
not gonna
said
happen.
that. Did she say that?
She said that. She's like, no one's gonna name him as Simone Bell's husband in another few years. It's gonna be whatever his name was. It's like, oh, I'm gonna be his name.
Was she under duress? Like, was he holding a gun to her head
Honestly,
or something?
I don't know what hallucinogenics that she was on.
Honestly, it's
So,
like, girl, if you
it's
need
never
us to
gonna
call
happen.
someone,
How many
blink
Olympic
twice.
medals do you have? How many medals does he have? 0. Just don't. Like, oh, I don't know what crack these people are on, honestly.
I have no words. I'm just like speechless. I feel like there are so many podcasts as well that are run by these men who just say the most absurd, the most idiotic things, and you're just like, what? Like, how are you
Men
saying
should
this?
be given like microphones.
Yeah, honestly, they should make these microphones more expensive.
Yeah. Or just like female only. You're not allowed to have opinions. You're not to vocalize them on the internet.
But that being said, I've also seen females talk like all this
Oh my God,
stupid
yes.
nonsense.
People.
I know, and I'm like,
And did you
are
see
you
this
okay?
girl? There's a TikTok on trend. This is also very old, but it's like, I'm not a feminist. I can actually cook.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Oh.
Can you just Google the word feminist, sweetheart? Just Google it. That's all we ask, That's all it is.
And then she's like, oh, if feminism is about equality, why don't women work in oil rigs? I'm like, they do.
They do.
They do.
They
There's
do,
so many
yeah.
women who does that. It's like, what?
They fight wars. They do everything. It's...
But what I find the most entertaining is like the Stitch videos that people have done as a reaction. Oh, they're so funny. Some
I know.
of them
I love
so
it.
funny.
I love it. Yeah, the
And then
stitches
there's
are the
this,
best.
Nice edit on. There's this neurosurgeon on TikTok that's quite famous, and I love her because she's such a badass. She's done a stitch to this video. She's like, I'm a feminist now, watch me cook. And then it's like an edit of like her, being a badass. And I'm like, oh, love this. This is the content I want.
Honestly.
Yeah. But it's crazy out there.
Yeah, it is crazy out there. It's a crazy world out there.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, definitely. So I feel like the theme of this episode has been, I just don't know how we got here. I don't know how we ended up here. It's just, we've gone around in circles, but this is what happens when we take a break, we just have so many things to talk about. So
exactly, we have so much pent up content that we need to throw out.
Exactly. So I hope you guys enjoyed it and had a little laugh and all that. So if you did enjoy it, please do leave a comment and let us know. And
and if you have the same thoughts and
yes,
how
we would love to
you
hear
reacted
it.
to this speech, we would love to hear
Definitely. Yes, and thank you so much.
But
we also want to say thank you for your following our page and all the views and likes and everything. Our numbers are growing and it's so we're so glad to see it. Because we do put in a lot of work into this. So
yes, we do.
Yeah, do we though?
I mean, we do enjoy. Our weekly catch up.
Definitely, we really do enjoy it, and I think MJ puts in.
But
more
it's nice to
than we
create
do.
that.
Definitely,
Yeah, he does. But then it's really nice to have that community and that we can, share our ideas and our experiences.
Yes.
And also have a good time.
Yeah, definitely.
So
definitely.
we hope you really enjoyed this episode as well. And if you do, please comment, subscribe, and also share with everyone.
Yes.
And also you can follow us on our socials, Instagram. And then if you do really like the live video that we did, let us know. We can do some do a few in the future as well. And we've got an exciting next episode with an exciting guest that I think is a good way to go to after this episode that we just did. It's gonna be very nice, very insightful.
Absolutely.
And if you guys have any other topics that you would like us to talk about, do let us know, then we can also talk about them.
Yeah, no worries.
But we hope you have an amazing week ahead. Take care of yourself, stay hydrated, stay active, and
we'll see
stay
you
safe
in a week.
out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, everyone. Take care. Bye.